Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Kev's Keto Kitchen. Today we have a good couple things planned for you. We had a poll to see what you guys wanted to see next, and one of the biggest votes was pizza. So we're going to make a pizza today, and we're also going to make some peanut butter cookies. So let's get started, okay? First, we start out. I have 4 ounces of cream cheese that have been put in the microwave for 20 seconds just to soften it. We want to get that. Once again, this is our base for our, it's going to be the base of our crust. See how we got that there? It's nice and smooth now. We're going to add to that 3 eggs. I have 3 eggs over here that we're going to crack and add to that one at a time. 1 egg. I'm going to go ahead and whip that in there. That first egg whipped in there. There you go. Second egg whipped in. And our third egg. So 2 eggs there. So it has to get nice and battery there. Third egg whipped in. Now some of you might be saying, well, Kev, this is very similar to the berry muffins that you made. Well, we'll find that when we're making keto type breads, that this is going to be our base a lot of times. You're going to deal with a lot of cream cheese and egg to serve as our batter base. And then we'll season it to end up being what we want it to be. So last time we had the berries mixed in. This time, since we're making a pizza crust, we're going to season it with some garlic salt and some pepper, as well as we're going to put some cheese in here to, hopefully what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a hot cast iron pan, and hopefully that hot cast iron pan will sear that cheese inside of our batter, and hopefully this is my first time trying it this way. Hopefully I'm trying to create a thickness of the crust, or a crispness of the crust. One of the problems that you sort of have in keto breads and things of that nature is it's hard to get things to be crispy. And we know anytime you want a good pizza crust, you want that to be crispy. So this is going to be what we're going to go for. We'll see how successful they are. So I'm experimenting with you guys today. Is that okay? We'll see how it turns out in the end. So I have that all whipped together. I'm going to season my batter with some black pepper, and some garlic salt. Now, I think you want to go somewhat heavy on your seasonings here, because I don't think you want your crust. Anytime you think of pizza crust, it should be nice and flavorful. You don't want that to be bland. So I think you can go heavier on the crust here, and I don't think you want an eggy type, tasting type crust. So I think you can feel free to be a little heavy-handed with your seasoning here. I think you'll be okay, and I think you'll be pleased with the outcome if you go a little heavy on here. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add in some of my Italian style cheese blend into my batter. And once I whip this in, this should start looking a little more of just a tad more doughy. And then once I add in my half a cup of almond flour, then I'll just even be closer to a dough type texture. So this is what our blend looks like now at the moment. You see it's a little bit more of a batter type rather than runny. It's starting to get a little dough type consistency to it. All right. Now I just need to add my almond flour. That's a half cup almond flour. Go ahead and mix that in there. I'm going to mix that in thoroughly. Now in my past attempts, what I would do at this point is I would add it to a skillet and sort of fry it up like a big pancake. But this time I'm going to try it a little different today. We're going to try something a little different today. I already have my cast iron skillet inside of the oven warming up. I want that cast iron skillet to be hot. So I have my cast iron skillet here, nice and hot. It's been in the oven on 400 for about 10 or 12 minutes. So that is nice and hot. I'm going to spray it down with some cooking spray. So there's my hot cast iron skillet, and you can hear it sizzling there on my board. I have it sprayed down with cooking spray. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pour my batter into my cast iron skillet. Now something else I'm going to try new. Hey Ethan. I'm going to take some melted cheddar, some shredded cheddar, and I'm going to put it on the outsides of my cast iron skillet. I'm hoping that that's going to caramelize this cheese and make a type of external crust. Okay, just give me 1 second, buddy. Okay, so I have my dough in my skillet, and I have it surrounded with the cheddar cheese on the edges, and you can start to see already that that hot skillet is starting to melt that cheese, and hopefully it's going to make that crispy, hard little cheddar part, so it feels like a nice crispy outer crust. I'm going to put that in the oven for about 10 minutes. Until then, I'll start preparing my toppings for my pizza. I got a little bell pepper here. I like nice sized pieces. Have an onion here. Take off that outer ring. Jalapenos. Get about 4 of those. Okay, so we're gonna have some pepperoni, some bell pepper, onion, jalapeno, and of course, what I have for sauce here, we have some ragu, simply ragu, you know, no salt added, with olive oil. Then I also have a little spinach over here, little sort of dried out spinach that we're going to put on there as well. So that should give us a nice little flavor to our pizza. So I think we're prepared for the cooking of the crust. I think we still have about 4 or 5 more minutes until that dough should be ready to come out the oven and ready for already prepared. So let's do something a little different. So I have a supplemental item here. I have some 100% peanut butter. This is 100% peanut butter. It's quite oily, so you got to stir that up pretty good. Make sure you get all the substance in there with it. I'm going to take about half my jar. I'm going to put it into my mixing bowl here. I want it to be a good consistency, so I need to stir that up really good because the oils and the peanut have broken apart. Some people might even want to use a blender to do this, but I think I can handle it with just my spoon here. Now this is unsweetened peanut butter. So I have about 1/4 of a cup of sweetener here, a crystallized sweetener. I'm going to add that to my peanut butter, as well as 1 egg. Now they're starting to thicken up there a little bit. Now look at that. I'm going to add a little vanilla extract for seasoning as well. Look at that. So now it was pasty. Now that becomes a nice firm dough here for us to work with. Let's check on our crust. Yeah, I think that'll be ready in a few more minutes. This should make about 10 to 12 cookies. Now, I'm not one who really believes in peanut butter and chocolate chip going together, but the recipe that I found originally called for, so I'm going to add a little Lily's chocolate chips to just a couple of these cookies just to see how that turns out. So first I'll take my fork and sort of press on them a little bit to flatten them. So now they have that peanut butter cookie looking type, like peanut butter cookie feel. Now I'm just going to add a few chocolate chips to a couple of these. Just push them down under there. How about let's do 3 of them? How about that? One more. So I have 3 of these with chocolate chips. So I pulled my skillet out. You can see here, I have a pizza crust. Now, as I hoped, I do see that my cheddar has caramelized here along the side, so that should give us a nice little crispy edge, hopefully, and enhance the flavor of our pizza. I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta sauce. Listen to that skillet scream at us. That's a beautiful sound. So there's our crust with the sauce on it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my spinach under before I put my cheese and everything. I'm going to add my spinach to down here at the bottom where the sauce is. That just gives me a preference of letting that spinach cook down there with the sauce. I hit my black pepper here. And my layer of cheese. Now I like pizza to be cheesy, so I'm going to be really liberal with my cheese here. Now, if you want to be really gourmet, you could have fried you up some bacon to put on here. I am going to add bacon, but I'm going to use bacon bits. I'm going to use Hormel bacon bits. Put some Hormel bacon bits on there. As well as some jalapenos. Now some people might say, Keto Kev, why are you cooking with onions? Onions have carbs to them. That is true. If you're just starting your keto journey, you might want to substitute onions for shallots. Shallots have less carbs than onions. But if you've been on your keto journey for a little while and you're already in fat burning mode, the little bit of carbs that are provided by onions tends to be insignificant once you're in ketosis. So I am in ketosis, therefore I am okay with using the onion. But if you are just starting your keto journey, you may want to substitute the onion here for shallots. If you're not familiar with shallots, they look like garlic, but they seem to be almost like a baby onion. And finally, we're going to top it off with pepperoni. And since I love pepperoni, we're going to be liberal with that as well. Just top that with pepperoni. Isn't that a nice looking pizza? We'll get into the oven and we'll get you the final results in a little bit. Okay, so I just pulled both of my pots and both my pans out of the oven so we can see our finished product. Here's our pizza. Since we sprayed it, it's moving around in there already. I can just plate it. that. Hear that cheese breaking apart, that cheese crispness. That's what we're looking for with that cheddar cheese on the edges. So that turned out really well. The bottom of it looks like pizza crust, right? Keto pizza. So there we go. Keto pizza and keto fairly peanut butter cookies, and some of them with chocolate chips. Hopefully you enjoy trying it out for yourself. Cass Keto Kitchen. Talk to you soon. God bless.